is there anybody that you think about that you're focused on that you picture yourself standing next to at the end? Like what are your thoughts on that?
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So guys, channel membership is now live. Link is in the description and the first comment. Do check it out. That would really help support the channel. So let's start this video with the Persian wolf, Hadi Chopan. So I wonder, does Hadi Chopan's granite conditioning, that crazy kind of detail that he has right now at 12 weeks out from this year's Mr. Olympia, does that give some of these guys, some of the top competitors, the anxiety of going up against Hadi Chopan? Because the look right there is literally jaw-dropping. And we all know there are some competitors who won't be able to get into that sort of conditioning even on the day of the show. No matter how hard they train, no matter how hard they diet, no matter what they do. And the reason is, they are limited by their genetics, especially in that aspect. Now to answer that question, here is what the mutant Nick Walker had to say about Hadi Chopan. And we know the mutant has maintained this stance since the Arnold, Ohio last year and Hadi's victory over Samson Dauda, as Nick was in attendance for that show.
There was always one person I thought would always give me trouble, and I don't even know if he'll be there this year, and that's Hadi.
And Hadi was outweighed by 50 plus pounds in terms of the stage weight, but the kind of look that he brought, Hadi beat Samson in almost every single shot. And we saw how he got a very dominating win at the Arnold, Ohio last year. And if this right here is 50% of what Hadi is capable of, we can only imagine what kind of a look and package he's gonna bring to this year's Olympia stage. Because unlike all these other top guys like Samson, Nick or Derek, he took the whole year off, and you bet his back is gonna look way better this year, because that is that one area where he isn't as impressive as his front, especially in that back double biceps.
And Hadi, I just think, has a combo of all of it. I think he's the struggle bus. And I think he's been off in past couple of years with his back, not as good. And I think my favorite package was the one he had at the Arnold against Samson, where he won in Ohio. That was like, oh, that's solid. Yeah. Now, if he brings that same look, probably maybe even a little better to the O this year, that's a struggle, and that's a fact. You know, that's a fucking beast right there. So, and I think me and him are comparable in many ways, height and structure. Maybe not structure, but definitely height-wise.
So there are two big questions which are needed to be answered when we talk about Hadi Chopan. Will Hadi get his visa to compete at this upcoming Mr. Olympia? And secondly, is Hani Rambod still working with Hadi? Is he still coaching him? Well, interestingly, there were two athletes, Derek and Muhammad Fada, working with Evogen Nutrition, which is Hani Rambod's company. And both of them have now parted ways with Evogen after Hani's retirement. But Hadi Chopan, he's still working with them. So, we are gonna have to wait and see whom Hadi is working with this time around. Next up, we have an update from Patrick Moore. So for those of you guys who do not know, he's doing this upcoming Tampa Pro and also Texas Pro. And ever since Jay Cutler raised the question on why we no longer see the split and the fibers, especially on the biceps, Patrick came to the party because he probably has one of the best biceps in the entire men's open class, especially in terms of the detail. While some of the other guys, they are always accused of using SEO in that area to make their arms and biceps appear bigger. But when you see Patrick's biceps, you can just tell it is all quality right there. So what are his chances at this upcoming Tampa Pro show? Well, he's trying to dig even more deeper and bring out more detail than what we saw at the Legion Sports, which obviously means that he isn't gonna be the biggest guy on this upcoming Tampa Pro stage, no matter what he does, and even if he tries. And I do think that is the right call. That strategy has never worked for him, coming in fuller and bigger. Now he certainly will have one of the most beautiful shapes for this upcoming Tampa Pro show. And if he can bring a similar package to what we saw at his last show, the Legion Sports, or maybe something even better than that, then he can certainly be in the mix. But that being said, I have a feeling that the lack of size, that is gonna hurt him big time, especially standing next to a guy like Quinton Beastwood, who is just as classic as Patrick if not more. But the man is so damn huge and so wide, and he takes up so much space on the stage. Now Patrick did manage to gain some hype by showing up in a superb shape at the Legion Sports. He literally was one of the most talked about guys after that show because nobody was expecting him to place as high as top 2, but the condition got rewarded big time. Now we know Tampa and Texas Pro, they are gonna be very tough shows for someone like Patrick to actually win. So hopefully he's gonna do Italy Pro or Germany Pro because both those shows won't nearly be as competitive as the ones in the US. Next up, we have an update from Nile Darwin. So about 2 weeks out of this upcoming Tampa Pro. And trust me, his waist isn't photoshopped in that front double biceps that we are seeing right now. And I truly believe that we are looking at a guy who is gonna be in the mix at this upcoming Mr. Olympia in that top 10 at the very least. And it's just a matter of time for him until he goes in that first call out. Now if we dissect that front double biceps, this is arguably one of the best proportions a classic physique competitor can ask for. Perfect sweeping quads, a very tiny waistline, huge thick lats. His overall proportions in this update, they are looking better than his actual Olympia physique if we put a front double biceps comparison here. So those arms on him, they are also looking very much improved compared to last year. And he's a guaranteed top 10 guy at this year's Mr. Olympia. And all he needs to do over time is to keep on improving his back. And Nile is gonna become one of the most classic looking physique in that entire division. So the man is 240 pounds at 2 weeks out. And we have to keep in mind, he's taller than Ramondino. So his weight cap, that must be somewhere in the 230s. So that means the physique that we're gonna see on him at this upcoming Tampa Pro show, that is gonna be his most muscular one to date. So if the classic physique competitors aren't already considering Nile Darwin a threat to the top placings, then they should definitely put him on their watch and on their radars because this is gonna be our next superstar. Next up, we have an update from Hector on his road to this year's Italy Pro show. And this is one of the guy to watch out for this time because the man looks so sensational for 7 weeks out. So his shoulders have always been among his strengths because they are so round and so 3D, but they are looking even more impressive this year. Now people have not yet realized how great of a bodybuilder this guy can be if he's able to bring up his legs because he has an extreme V-taper, amazing X-frame, and that guest posing that Mark did this year a few weeks back, that was a preview on what to expect from him in Italy Pro this year. And you have got to respect his never giving up attitude as the man went through the hardest time after getting that shoulder injury, and he had to go through not just one but 2 surgeries back to back. And his comeback at the Big Man Weekend last year, that was just to get an idea on where he's at with the pros at the moment. So this time Mark will definitely show up with the intentions of winning the show by bringing a considerably bigger and better package. And if you guys remember, he was just 1 point shy of getting his first pro win against Patrick Johnson back in 2022. And then he went through that whole phase of getting injured, recovery, but now he's back training at his full potential. And this is also being reflected in his physique update at 6.5 weeks out. So what are your expectations from Mark for this upcoming Italy Pro show? Next up, we have an update from Dofi, the guy who turned pro last year at the NPC Nationals, and he became the talk of the town because he had those unreal proportions. Now at first, when that picture of his front double biceps came out, it seemed like something fishy was done to that picture. But he legit is one of the most bubbliest looking physique for an amateur. Perfect insertions for the quads, smallest possible waistline. So at that time, he simply wasn't ready for the pro ranks. But everyone, including many former great pros, they saw great potential in him. And now that Dofi is getting ready for his pro debut in the 212, the man is ready to bring some size. And I must say he will be a superb addition to the 212 lineup. And the one thing that he needed the most, based on the pro card winning physique, that was more back, a bigger back. So hopefully we're gonna see an all-around bigger and an improved package this time around. So he's a very gifted athlete in terms of the muscle bellies and the kind of shape that he has. And this is gonna be a pro debut to really look forward to. So hit the thumbs up button if you like the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.